So hey guys, this is Samir here. Welcome back to another interesting new podcast. So today our guest is Heather sir from Norway. So I guess, did you hear about Norway? So yes, we have successfully reached in Norway country for a job as a software engineer. So as of now, if you want to be a software engineer in Norway, then what will be the complete roadmap we will discuss in this podcast. So let's get started. Before that, what you have to do is support and let's get started. And thank you so much, Heather sir, for coming. Over to you, sir.
My name is Heather Sultan. I'm originally from Pakistan, and I've been working as a software engineer for around 7.5 years now. And out of that, I've been living in Norway for a little over 1 year. Mostly, I've worked with Java, Java as a full stack developer.
Nice. And sir, the first question is, if we are watching this podcast and now we want to do job in Norway, so then what will be the first step to getting job in Norway?
Well, for me, if you ask me, the best way would be to find a reference. That's how I got my job here. So that would be the best part. If you have good references, you'll probably find a very good job here. And then there are some traditional paths. You can search jobs at LinkedIn and visit company websites there. Uh, Also, share some resources with you. You can just paste them on the video.
Okay, thank you, sir, for sharing your resources. Guys, I will put those resources in the description box so that you can access them. And sir, let's move on to the next question. The next question is, how many interview rounds there, and how is interview, and also share your interview experience.
Yeah. So it may vary. So it can vary from company to company, but generally there are 3 rounds. First is like your introduction with the company. It mostly is on the call or on my Teams or any other online tool. And the second interview is mostly with your technical lead or department lead. And then they give you an assignment or a case study for the third interview, and you have to discuss that with your team, with the team. And yeah, so after that there are just formal. I wouldn't consider them interview. They would just call you and discuss the salary and things like that. Yeah. Yeah. It can come down to two. Some companies do that in 2 rounds, but in my experience and what I've seen, mostly there are 3 rounds. When I applied for the job, I had a lot of rounds because of COVID. First, I started giving interviews in COVID, so then the visas were closed. So I had around 4 or 5 interviews. So generally there are not 4 or 5. So yeah, first interview was with the department head. So in that they told me all about the company and the job opening. Asked the question, my experiences, and then they gave me an assignment. And in the second round, actually it was third round because I had first round with the job. So in the third round, they just discussed all the assignment and how I did it. And yeah, after in the fourth round, they just told me this is how much will pay you, and they told me about the offer. Gave me 3 days to respond to it.
Wow, nice. Good to hear, sir. And okay, so sir, the another question is, so sir, how is the work culture in Norway?
Work culture is for me, it's really good here. When I moved here, it was a quite surprise for me. If some of the companies it's like a 7.5 hours workday, and some have 8 hours workday. So when I say 7.5 hours or 8 hours, I mean it includes lunchtime, which is half hour. So 7.5 hours means 7 hours work time. So where I work, we have 7 hours work and then half hour lunch. So it was a pretty surprising for me. And also there is a flexibility around time. I mean, I can start at 7 and end at 2:30. So we have like core timing from 9 in the morning to 2:30. Everyone has to be present, available, and the other 2 hours you can do in the morning, you can do in the evening. It's up to you. So yeah, that's quite flexible for me. Also, if you work overtime, you have like extra hours which you can take it at your own accord. You don't have to ask for approval for that. Also, I mean, there are a lot of holidays around, annual holidays, which are quite easy to take. I mean, you can take them in summers, you can take them in winters. So that's pretty good here as well. Yeah.
Wow, it's amazing for us. Us are in India or like several countries, we don't have what we get summer holidays. Like as
Mhm.
for in IT companies, we don't have. But in Norway, that is a very interesting part for
Yeah,
us.
in summers, I mean, I should add, in summers, we have like freeze times, so no one is working in July. I mean, or even our softwares, there are no users, so we don't really have to, we don't really have to, I mean, worry about that either. So,
Wow,
so
good.
nothing paid, we have no work.
So, sir, how is the daily expenses are there?
So Norway is quite expensive, very expensive, I think. But the salaries support that. There are a lot of salaries as well. So it's like if you, we'll just start with the rent. So if you want to rent a one bed flat, in Norway they call it. I'm not sure about India, but when in Pakistan, it's one bed flat means one bed flat, and there is a TV lounge and the kitchen separate.
Okay.
In Norway, they call this a two-bed flat, so
Oh,
it's a little different. So I'll just stick with one bed flat.
okay.
The one bed flat is like 15,000, around 15,000, 16,000 NOK. So it's a lot of money. It's like $1,600, corresponds to $1,600.
Oh,
So, and if for me, I live alone here, so I don't have family here. I spend around 7,000 around 7,000 for food and groceries. So yeah, 22 to 23,000 if we don't have family here. So it's a lot of money. It's quite expensive, but the salary support that here. If I mean, if you maybe look from outside, it will be very expensive. But if you are, I mean, doing job here, so yeah, I think it will be sufficient for you.
okay. Nice. And sir, the main question is if I want to apply in Norway, then if I have 2 or 4 years of experience, then how much salary I can expect in Norway?
It really depends on, first it depends on if you are working in a private sector or public sector. Public sector has, I work in public sector, so public sector has a bit low salary than the private. I mean, I think it's standard everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, for most of, I'll just talk about 5 years experience, if that's all right. Because 2 to 3 years, I don't really know a lot of people here.
Okay. No way.
Yeah. So 5 years is like we'll just, if you have 5 years experience, the 700 to 800,000 is a nice good salary. I mean, If
How
you are
much?
public sector per year,
Per year, 7,000.
yeah,
Okay.
700. It's like 700,000 NOK to it. And if you're public sector, I think 725 is a pretty good salary as well with 5 year experience. And for private sector, it should be around 750, 770. Yeah. So you can get more. I mean, it's not really standard. Yeah. So if you negotiate well, you can go on that. But it's a very good salary. 800,000 is a very, very for
Wow.
5 years experience.
Amazing, sir. And sir, at the end of the podcast, can you give some advice to our viewers who wants to pursue a career similar to you?
Uh, if you want to come to Norway, I mean, the best possible ways to find good references. Ask your friends, ask your family if they have references. Best way to get a job in Norway is through references. Then you can apply through LinkedIn. And uh, follow websites. I mean, follow the company websites like Accenture, Microsoft. You can go to directly on their website and check the job. Uh, but it will take a long time. They would prefer people from here, obviously. Also, there's language barrier as well. So I would just suggest find a reference, find people here, and that's how I got here. Uh, so yeah, that would be the best possible thing to do.
Thank you
But
so much.
I'll share
Huh.
yeah, I'll share some resources to tag with the video whenever you upload it. So that would help. You can start with that.
Thank you so much, sir, for your advising, and thank you so much for coming. And guys, if you get some useful information in this podcast, then kindly share with your friends also, so that they can all easily get job in Norway. And thank you so much, sir. Again, thank you so much for your time.